and I'm the youngest of four. I've got an older sister and two older brothers. I was born in 1963 in Haleyville, Alabama. We're a close family, tight-knit. We enjoyed going to the lake, we enjoyed the football games, we supported each other, we did horses and horse shows and stuff like that. I had a tremendous childhood. And we had moved down to Orlando, Florida for a couple of years, and then my dad, he got a job up in Haleyville, Alabama, where I was born, and moved back up there. And I kind of come into my own playing football, and started playing in junior varsity. And come to find out I was pretty good at it. My other brothers, they were real good at it. One of them went to college, and one of them got married instead of seeking his football career. Me, I was going to make it my career. I loved running the ball, I loved tackling, and I just loved being involved in the tackle and the running. And coaches knew that, and I put in the time. You know, most guys after football practice, they'd go home and goof off. I'd go home and run my plays again, make sure I had them down. And come to find out, I ended up securing the fullback position for our team and securing the tailback for our team, and did real good. Then one scrimmage after the first year, they were talking about moving me to varsity a year early because I could run the ball and tackle. And but anyway, in a scrimmage game, I got clipped, and the old knee, right knee, started hurting. And I continued to play, and it started getting red. It started, just hurting bad. And so I went to the doctor, and they had took X-rays of it, and he thought it was water on the knee. He said put a heating pad on it and come back 2 weeks. So we did. Still played ball. His knee still getting worse. So in 2 weeks went back, took X-ray again, and that little shadow had done grown twice the size. So my mother asked him, said, "You mind making us point to a bone specialist in Birmingham, Alabama?" He kind of neglected to do it. He still thought it was water on the knee, but my mother's pretty persuasive. And that was on a Thursday. My appointment was on the next Tuesday. And I played my last football game that Friday night. I played fullback, linebacker, kickoff, receiving, punt, receiver. And for some reason, I never come out of that game. I played the whole time. Even old coach grabbed me by the face mask last quarter. He said, "Bennett," he said, "why ain't you coming out?" I said, "I just want to play. Just let me finish playing." So I played the duration of the game, and we lost, But then I went to the doctor that Tuesday, and they had checked me in the hospital. They was going to do a biopsy on that knee that Wednesday afternoon, and they did. And they put me to sleep, and I come out, and they had my knee up in a cast, and they wanted to talk to me. So I went in the room, and I seen the 4 doctors, and I was by myself. I figured they was going to tell me what pain pills to take and send me home, and everything's going to be fine. The conversation went long. They were using words I didn't understand. And then finally I just asked him, I said, "Well, what is it y'all going to do?" And one of the doctors, he just looked at the other one. He said, "Steve, we're going to have to cut your leg off." And I asked him, I said, "Can I have my family in here?" And I knew something was up because my brother and them come up from Florida and so forth and so on. And anyway, they come in there, and I seen the pain and the look on their face, and I decided right then that I was going to put a smile on. Things were going to be all right. I was going to be the tough man. I was going to be the one that could handle anything. We all just kind of hugged and prayed about it. So the next morning I went into surgery, and they took the right leg off. And I remember laying there, and I opened my eyes, and everybody was walking on the eggshells. Nobody knew what to say. And my grandmama bailed my mama's mama when I was 85. I asked her, I said, "Oh, Grandma," I said, "scratch my toes, itchy." And she went in there and started scratching the only toes I had, which was on the left foot. And I told her, I said, "No, Grandmama, not that one, the other one." And everybody just kind of froze, and I started laughing, and we broke the ice and started kidding about it and what was going to happen. Well, things got real hard after that. Learning how to get around one leg, learn how to get in and out of the tub, learning how to accept being different, learning humility, but I wasn't ready to give up. Uh, you know, life could still be good. Life still went on. That's what my dad told me. And I wore that mask for a long time. And I tried to be real strong. I tried to be real strong for my dad and my mother. But I didn't know how to be strong for me. So I jumped into a career that I thought that I would enjoy doing the rest of my life. And that was retailing manufactured homes. How I got into the manufactured home end of it, that's what our family did. So I got into the retail end of it, and I enjoyed dealing with the people. I enjoyed helping them with their problems. I enjoyed helping them get a home of their dreams. And by putting these families in these houses, I always was invited to go have dinner with them once we got it set up. And I always enjoyed doing that. I try to do it with every customer I had. Some of it because I enjoyed it. Some of it because they'd be my best salesperson out there if anybody else needed a house. But going back to the cancer end of it, I went through 4 years of the chemotherapy down to 160. I got down to 60 pounds. I was 160 pounds when it started. After losing the leg a year later, I had lung cancer. They went in, took the lower right lobe out, increased the chemo, which is in the 70s, which, you know, they were basically killing you with the chemo and the cobalt. And then a year after that, I got lung cancer again in the same lung. And I was too weak to operate on, so they had to wait 2 weeks, take me off all the chemo and let me get my strength up. Well, unbeknownst to me, the little town that I was born in, Haleyville, Alabama, Baptists, Pentecostals, Methodists, all denominations in that little town of 12,000 people got together. And they did a visual, a program to heal me. Next morning, I went into surgery. That afternoon, when I come out of anesthesia, my Dr. Castleberry was sitting beside my bed. And he said, Steve, he said, I got the x-rays, I got the tomograms. He said, there was cancer there, but when I opened it up, it was gone. And I just looked at him and I said, what'd you do? He said, well, he said, I put everything back in, sewed you back up some. And I kind of got mad at first because I had to break all my ribs, you know, to get all that done. And I knew the thing that was coming. I really think a miracle had happened in my life that day. I don't know why. I don't know why I deserved it, because I was so mad at God. And when he did that miracle on that lung, that third time I had cancer, I even got mad at God. It's because, you know, if you're going to do a miracle on me, why don't you do it before they took the leg? And so I got a chip on my shoulder about God. And I figured if I'd leave him alone, he'd leave me alone. I didn't want to be God's warrior. I didn't want to be God's knight. And so that's when I jumped into work. And that's what I did for 25 years. And everywhere I went, I loved dealing with people, especially when I'm in a position to help them get what they want. When I see that because of my little bit of contributions, somebody gets something that they really want. And that's the joy of me. And I also like making money in the commissions too. I did that career for about 25 years. And then in early 2000, I was stepping out of a manufactured home and my knee buckled. And I had my artificial knee, and I broke the hip that prosthesis fits on. And I went to the doctor, and there ain't nothing they can do to fix it except let time heal it. So I stayed off the prosthesis for a year, put it back on 6 months later. It failed and done the same thing again. And went back to the same doctor, and he said, Steve, if blood don't ever recirculate in that hip after it's broke, he said, I'm going to have to amputate the rest of your hip. And I thought to myself, you know, just how important is it to be walking around on that stiff leg, because that thing was uncomfortable as it could be. Everybody usually thought I had a bad hip or something was wrong with my back. So I graduated to 4-arm crutches. I did that for about 2 years. And then I graduated to a wheelchair. And the wheelchair is faster, easier, safer, a lot more comfortable, and I can do a lot more things. And I've always had Rottweilers, and I bought me a Rottweiler in Shreveport, Louisiana as a puppy, 6 weeks old. And he's been my service dog ever since. He's my compadre. He's a better people person than I am. He's my rock. But he's getting old like I am, and we're trying to find something to do that we can be meaningful again as far as getting out there in the workforce. After I had broke that prosthesis, or broke that hip, I had retired. I had found when I retired, I built me a mini storage complex, and I thought it would be a non-stress deal to do. But it was probably one of the most stressful jobs I've ever had, dealing with people over $35 a month. Nobody wanted to pay until they wanted something out of it. And I kind of got bitter at people, and I had to look at me and what I was. And during that time, all that mask that I had on when this thing first happened, when my family come into that doctor's office, and I decided I was going to smile and everything's going to be all right. You know, the mask finally come off, and I was left with what I felt and how I felt. So I had all this, I had this anger and this pain, and I wanted to bring God back into my life. So I started doing some soul searching. You know, I went to a lot of different churches. I went to a lot of different people talking to them. But it was just something I never could fill that void that I had lost when I took that mask off. Now, I could be in front of people and you'd think I was on fire. I was just the happiest man in the world. But I started going to this program, and they taught me it's okay to have bad days. It's just how you react to them. It's okay to have bad things happen to you as long as you can react to them in a positive way. It's okay to have disappointments. It's okay to be human. It's okay to make mistakes. And that's what I learned. And slowly and surely I started depending on God a little more. I started praying to a God of my understanding. And I started letting people know how I felt between my ears. And I started putting God in the right place in my life. Instead of going to God in the bad times, I started going to God in the good times. And the thing that really hits me today is that the power of knowing, the power of not knowing, that's okay too. You know, that's the reason why I'm sitting here today. I'm trying to find me a place in some career doing something to help people again. Not just in purchasing a mobile home, but maybe in just seeing their value and show them their respect, and just share with them, you know, life is good if you want it to be. Sometimes you have to take chances, and sometimes you have to put it all out there, like my friend Rebecca told me to do today. I would have never thought to do a video resume, but I thought it was the best way that I could do a resume that would get across why I'm in a wheelchair, my abilities of being in a wheelchair, and my fear of y'all knowing I'm in a wheelchair. But I'm looking for my place somewhere.